Show podcast. Here he is. He's back.
Hello.
That's right. He is back.
Had to do an emergency appendectomy on Alex Albon, and
a catendectomy.
It was meant to be a regular procedure. I left the hospital and then, back.
Don't show your hands. The blood all over him. Is he back this weekend?
Yes, he is.
We could have saved that to pit talk, couldn't we?
Yeah. Okay, let's see what the pit talk.
Well, first of all, let's have a celebration because we're one subscriber away from my initial target of 60 subscribers this season. So let's put the celebration music on. That's right. 59 subscribers. 59 of you out there. Stay at least for 2 minutes. And I like to think we give 2 minutes of quality entertainment.
Longer than you last week.
Oh, that's enough of that. Okay, 2 minutes. Well, they probably turned off. Number 60 was just about to subscribe. Just then, his finger was dangling over. Should we go straight to pit talk? And you can rubbish all my predictions if you like, because
crack on. Here
we go. Here is pit talk. Brendan, man, I didn't even do your intro. It's the man in the pits with the tits. Brendan is back.
Not a lot going on this week, is there?
Not a lot.
Everyone's moving out to Singapore, having a couple of weeks off. Yeah. Everyone's ready. There's been no movement at all on the driver market, which you expertly
hey, come on.
Last week.
I managed to get.
You need to know who the feeder drivers are, mate. Come on, Nick.
I don't know that.
Around for a long
this
time.
Is what I was saying. This is
Logan
what I was
Sargent.
saying.
Who's
Don't you dare! Let me talk.
Colton Herter.
Not like I had a whole hour to talk last time. This is the point I was making when I started watching it all the way up until maybe even like 10 years ago. 10 years ago, this whole feeder market thing, the little Red Bull crash with all the babies in there and all that business, it wasn't really a thing. Like you've had AlphaTauri who was what?
You had people with money.
Who? Exactly. But maybe you had you knew that the sister Red Bull team was AlphaTauri. They weren't called AlphaTauri. Then what were they called previously?
Toro Rosso.
You knew that was a sister team, and that's even a relatively new thing considering when I started watching Formula One. But even the coverage back in the day, it's 4 channels, mate. We had 4 channels.
Yeah, but now it's all over the place. You get zero excuses for not knowing who the Formula 2 champion is, or who the Formula champion is.
I'll be honest. I don't think it matters. I'm interested in what they do when they get into Formula One. That's what I'm standing by.
Super license, right? Each formula.
Tell me about this super license, because Carlton Herter,
the FIA is over the top.
A good-looking man
all around the world, right? Mm-hmm. Most of it, anyway. And all their endorsed events have a qualifying point or whatever towards a super license.
Okay.
Or towards the next level up. So if you want to go from Formula 3 to Formula 2, you've got to earn enough points on your license to get into Formula 2. That's either participating in races, winning races. So Colton Herta had won 7 IndyCars, but they only give him a small amount of points because IndyCar is deemed by the FIA not to be as difficult as Formula 1.
Wowzers.
All right. So and that's things like Paul di Resta and Anthony
Davidson,
who are reserve drivers for Mercedes and other teams. They have to go out and compete at certain events, other events, DTM, all those.
And you get those points when you win as well, not just for winning on the back.
But you have to maintain those points. Some of them have an expiry date on them. So Paul di Resta, for example, he's either, I don't know what he's
kind of like the opposite of my speeding points.
What do you mean?
when I get caught on camera speeding, I get 3 points on my license, but that expires over a given amount of time. It's the opposite.
Yes.
There you go.
No, it's not the opposite. It's the same.
It's the same principle, but mine are bad points. They are good points.
Yes. So that's the super license, and it's you have to rack up so many points before you can get into a single seater or into Formula One, and you have to maintain that super license. So David Coulthard, I think, still has a super license because he can still drive the RB16.
So is that so? When they're doing their little so even someone like Martin Brundle can still, because you see some videos online of him trying out older cars and stuff. He still must have to have a super license.
Well, he still has to have a license to drive that car in events. So if it's a published event, for him to get insurance, he's got to have a license of a certain level. I think for insurance purposes, yeah. But for competing and to get into events, you have to show, you can just rock up and go, I won karting last week. I want to drive a Formula One car. You have to build up those points.
But you don't have, but is that specifically for races, not just like demonstrations?
I would think it's a bit of both.
So when I went to the Goodwood Festival of Speed, and I saw Nigel Mansell driving, for instance, his old F1 car up and down, would he still have to have the license to do that, points to do that?
No, if it's a display, I wouldn't think like that. If it was a race, if it was an FIA regulated event, then I would think it would. You would need to have some qualifications.
Okay, not just a case of, you used to drive.
Give it a shot, mate.
Come on, I won a championship. Yeah, but show us your license. Does your normal road license affect that? Like if I'm like disqualified.
Nigel Mansell was banned from driving on the road.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, now you're going to go to Google. I'll hang here. I'll keep talking now because no one likes.
You just keep talking.
No one likes to hear click, 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 do they? Especially when they're this. But well, was he banned from? He's Isle of Man, isn't it, or Isle of Wight? I never.
He's from Isle of Man, I think.
Isle of Man. I knew that.
Yeah, Nigel Mansell.
Part-time Bobby as well. Part-time Bobby.
Driver's license, yeah. For
so
speeding.
he hasn't. So you can get banned from driving, but still drive a Formula One car.
Yeah.
I suppose
1998, he was banned. He was speeding in his turbocharged Bentley. He was doing 92 miles an hour over a 1.2 mile stretch of road where the speed limit is 70 miles an hour.
That's not too bad, is it? I've done that. Not in a Bentley. And that's why I've got points on my license.
Yeah.
But I mean, to start off with, so you could, even if I had been disqualified from driving, I could still. Oh,
it's different.
We just covered it. We just covered it, didn't we?
Yeah.
Sorry, podcast listeners. I'm having a Budweiser.
Oh man, that's like sex in a kayak.
Do go on.
It's close to water.
Okay, that's a good banner. Right. Okay. So.
Yeah.
So no movement in the driver's market.
Oh, here you go.
Let's talk about this Colton Hurton or whatever Carlton Hurton or Hurton. Just looking at him, there's something about him. His face.
What? You wouldn't get sick of slapping it?
Yeah, it has, isn't it? Has it got one of those faces? It's not going to age well, is it? He's 20. What?
Do you want to know more about the super license or not?
Yeah, go on, please. Tell. No, not me. Tell an uneducated person like me, but tell our listeners.
To qualify for your super license, you've got to be 18 at the start of the. This is for the Formula One.
Right.
You've got to be 18 at the start of the first F1 competition. I thought Max Verstappen was 17 when he started.
Hang on, 18. No, that's rubbish. Vettel was under 18, wasn't he, when he started the F1?
Okay. You've got to be an existing holder of an international Grade A competition license, hold a valid driving license, passing an FIA theory test or knowledge of FIA of F1 sporting codes and regulations when applying for the first time,
Jesus Christ.
Complete at least 80% of 2 full seasons of any of the single-seater championships reported in supplement 1 of the regulations. So that would be F2 and F3. And accumulated at least 40 points over the previous 3 seasons in a combination of the championships supported in supplement of the regulations.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so if you win Formula 2 championship, you get 40 points. Second and third get 40 points. Fourth get 30 points. Fifth, 20 points. Sixth, 10 points. 7 is 8 points. 8 is 8 points. 9 is 4 points. And 10 is 3 points. So that goes all the way down, right? So, for example, in comparison, IndyCar to win the series, you get 40 points, then 30, then 20, then 10, 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Has that been going? How long's that been going on? Because
quite a while, I would think.
Because like someone like Mario Andretti come across, he'd won IndyCar, and then he came across.
Yeah, so Carlton Herta has only won IndyCar races, not the series. Okay.
Right. That's easy though, isn't it? Anyway, I could do that. See, easy
Good,
Indy.
mate,
Yeah.
So in the W series, for example, you get 15 points for winning the championships.
Are the W series different to the?
Yeah, that's the women's F1.
Are the points different as well? Are they lower?
Yeah.
Are they lower?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. Technical difficulty of driving a car. I don't know. So in the same bracket is a World Touring Car, Supercar Championship, NASCAR Cup Series, Indy Light, Euro Formula Open, and the Super Formula Lights.
Right. Wowzers. So just the regular go-kart track's not going to cut it, is it?
If you win the FIA Karting World Championships as a senior, you get 4 points.
As a junior, how many did you get?
As a junior for the World Championship, you get 3 points.
Oh, right. That's a bit weird.
Yeah.
That's sexist. Ageist. Not sexist. That's ageist, isn't it? Come on.
Yeah. But there must be, you've got to, hope that they know what they're doing.
I suppose if you're younger, they're thinking you've got more time. If you're older, he's running out of time. Give him an extra point.
Anyway, right.
Okay, so Carlton Herta. Carlton, the beautiful man that he is. Being ironical. So he's out of the picture. This is it now. The driver market, it's over, isn't it? It's been done. There's no more empty seats.
Pierre Gasly's still got to confirm that. He's made a statement saying that he announced that he'd settle that in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Danny Rick hasn't announced where he's going.
Oh, he's going to be a test driver. Everybody knows. Yeah. All these, and I know test driver, isn't it? Really?
That's about his only option if he's staying in F1.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be back.
No, he's doing a Juan Pablo. Was it Juan Pablo Montoya? Who's doing?
He was a great driver, Pablo Montoya.
Who's the one that was still on a sabbatical? He was taking a career break and he's not retired. He's never officially retired. I don't know. There was somebody they were talking about.
I was going to say, no. Ayrton Senna? Well, he didn't announce his retirement, did he? Let's be honest.
He technically didn't retire, though, did he?
They must still keep a seat open for him. Bless him. The man, the legend.
Although, in other retirement news, Ross Brawn is saying farewell to the F1 paddock in a day-to-day capacity at the end of the year.
What's that about? He's only been in the job 5 minutes, isn't he?
In this job?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
No, he's been in a couple of years. He got all the regulations together for this change of regulations. So that's obviously been on the back burner and with a view to him being in the position to enforce them for this season. So I think it's a good point. If you're going to leave, it's a good time for him to leave. It would be a shame to see him go.
How old is he?
I don't know.
Oh, for crying out loud. You better...
What?
Ross Brawn, I'm going to guess. Let's do a guess. I reckon 59.
Piss off.
What?
67.
Oh, okay. Got that way off.
Yeah.
67. Yeah. See, you want to start slowing down, didn't you?
Yeah. You know,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
excuse the
not
Formula
short
One
of a
pun
bobber
there,
too.
but you kind of want to start slowing down.
You know, he's not short of a bob or two either. So he's
No.
He wants to. His comments were that he wants to spend more time with his family.
He's been caught shagging someone. He's been caught out the back with his hands down someone's boxers or knickers, one of the two. That's politician statement, isn't it? I disavow that last comment, by the way. If Ross Bourne is miraculously one of our subscribers,
Yeah,
I apologise. There is no truth to that statement.
No.
That is what you call a joke. Okay?
This is
And
why
not a very funny one. That's why there's
This
no
is why
news.
we're not getting invited to the paddock, because you've just dissed Ross Brawn.
I love the man. I think he's
A hero
amazing.
in the industry, and you've just been slagging him off like that, eh? Ross, it was Wayne that said that. I can still get invited. I'm sticking up for you.
Ross,
mate.
don't listen to him. Ross, I've always been a fan. He couldn't even tell you what championship you won. What year? What year was
It
it?
was a Formula One. Yeah. Anyway, so that's.
He wasn't even watching it. I watched every race of that 2009
I think
season.
I did watch it. It was 90. What was it? 98, 99, something like that. When was it?
What, when Ross Brawn's own team won Formula
Yeah.
One World Championship? You know,
Yeah.
you've just embarrassed yourself. You should be ashamed. It's 2009.
2009. Okay, Brawn GP. There we go. I should have checked the Wikipedia page you had open.
It literally had it in front of you.
Well, it was behind the Zoom page.
Poor old. Yeah, but yeah, if he's retiring, what else is news? We got Alfa Romeo finally confirmed. Yuki Tsunoda, Guan Yu Zhou. That's terrible of me again, isn't it? Guan Yu Zhou. Yuki Tsunoda has been confirmed of AlphaTauri. I think that's a bad move. I don't think he's cut it.
I think both drivers have suffered this year with a crappy car. I think last year when the car was more competitive, Yuki's his naivety and his inexperience shone through, and it's a shame that he's got a bit of a dud car this year. But I think he's quite a good driver. I think Red Bull have got faith in him.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. But as I was discussing in the last hit podcast that we did, some of these, it's a lot different now than what it was. You know, we have people poodling along at the back for years. You know, that was the point I was making, and they still seem to get drives.
Yeah,
still,
but they need 3 years to get.
There's
going?
so much. Is there more choice? Is that what's going on? Is there so much more choice out there from the Formula 2s and
There's so much pressure to perform, and I think that's might be one of the reasons that Yuki's kept his seat, because the content that him and Gasly put on social media works really, really well together. They work, that social media stuff. It's boosted the popularity of AlphaTauri.
So it's not just about the driving.
No, they're a brand now. Yuki Tsunoda is an AlphaTauri driver. That whole brand is what's carrying them through. They release a.
They said this about 15 years ago when I think it was Manchester United bought a player from Japan, and they weren't interested in playing him. They were just interested in selling the shirts in Japan.
And China as well. Yeah, I remember the big tall guy for China, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it's just like they're not interested in how he performs on the pitch at all. But ka-ching, all that. How many million people?
Merchandising.
Million people live in China, all buying these t-shirts.
Remember, it is a sport, but it's also an industry and it's an entertainment business. So AlphaTauri have that nailed down. They release a playlist every week. They release, the Instagram videos and the TikTok stuff that they put on is quite good. I like it. I'm not the demographic they're aiming at, and I'm pretty sure the demographic they are.
You're not a tickety talk?
Nah.
Nor me.
I went digital, mate.
Oh, I've got my old Casio on here. My old Casio.
See, even that's not a TikTok.
I'm not a tickety talker. I don't do all that nonsense. I like the real world, you know, real people, real friends.
Yeah, he says having a virtual conversation
Over the interweb.
miles away.
You could be a bot. So the driver market for me is all sewn up. Yeah. Now my prediction was slightly different to other people's predictions.
Right.
You can answer your phone, but it's not a podcast or anything. You know, don't worry. My predictions were, let me just open it up and let me see if you agree with me about predictions for next year. Where are they? I've probably cleared them off the screen and emptied the bin like a complete wally.
What, for the teams?
Yeah, who's in the teams? Can you remember what I did?
You had Logan Sargent in somewhere.
I know nothing about him. It was only through other premium content providers on YouTube that I learned about him. He's been floating around. And who else? Nick De Vries. I had him in. Where did I have him? I think I had him at Alpine, didn't I? No. Don't say that.
No, you had Gasly at Alpine. Nick De Vries at AlphaTauri. I think you had Logan Sargent at Williams.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty close to what will happen, I think.
No Carlton Hurton.
No.
No Ricardo.
No.
And the rest non-movers. The rest, the big players, non-movers. Who was in Vettel's seat now then? Wait a minute. Oh yeah, Alonso's there.
Yeah.
With Lance Stroll, that's the guy's name.
Yeah. You know, the son of the man that owns the team?
Yeah, that's the one. Just escaped me. Briefly. Only briefly.
Can't imagine why.
Can't imagine. So that's... But, as I said, I've never seen so much like shenanigans about, you know, who's going to be where next year. You just let the season play out. When I was a kid, you just watched it and no one knew. But
it wasn't covered as much as it is now.
That's what I'm saying. It's half hour for highlights, and you got the British Grand Prix full coverage, and you sometimes got the Monaco Grand Prix BBC full coverage. It was every sort of, and it was in grandstand. You had to watch grandstand for it in between the.
I remember watching quite a few live ones. They had it live on Sky back when it first started up.
What,
that was in 95, 96.
Oh, right. Yeah. You remember watching it there?
Yeah. I used to go to the pub and watch it.
Oh, we were poor then.
Yeah. That's why we had to go to the pub and watch it, because we couldn't.
yeah. While someone's putting on tub thumping. I get knocked down on
Shut up, mate. You know, so you just watched it. There was no commentary.
You couldn't quite work out what's going on because
a big Sunday roast in the Grand Prix in the pub.
That's the life. That is what you call the perfect Sunday.
That's it. That's what I've got lined up for this Sunday. Get on.
What time is it though? It's a night race, so it's normal.
1 o'clock our time though. 1 o'clock our time, lights out.
1 o'clock in the afternoon, yeah?
Yeah.
That's why they do the night race, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Japan though is not, is it? Japan is like get yourself up at 5 in the morning.
Yeah, that's up early in the morning, I think. That's the week after. That's
it's a normal day race. That's Suzuka, is it?
Yeah.
That's Suzuka. See? Remember Formula 1, me. So, you think we're nearly enough done for pit talk?
Yeah. I think, well, there's not much happening. The only other thing maybe worth noting is that both Hamilton and Russell have said that they're pretty much done with the car for this year.
Are they not going to develop it for next year? Or is it going to be a new car?
Yeah, they're getting a new car for next year, and it's going to be much better, much more capable than this one. That's the only other thing. Oh, and McLaren have got a new livery.
Oh, really? Again?
I don't know if it's a temporary one or if it's a longer term, if it's just new.
I don't like these temporary ones. I don't like these.
I thought the Ferrari one looked good. But the last one. I thought the Ferrari...
the yellow?
The yellow on it, yeah, that was quite nice.
I don't know. It's not
I didn't like the yellow driver suits, though.
Oh, look, I'm just looking on Twitter here. The Twatter. I'm not, not that I'm on it. And it's pinpointed the quickest man in Marina Bay. I trust you know who that was. Who's holds that record?
Get the music lined up.
I was so impressed with myself.
friend,
I was so impressed with that bit of
boyfriend.
Googling. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, so the old the man himself, I'm not even going to say his name.
No,
Just
you
brings
need to
me-
put the music on.
No, I'm not doing it. It interferes with our broadcast, as you've
Well, no, the music doesn't. It's just the music playing on top of other music does.
yeah. That's a bit of a pain in
This feedback would have been good from some of the listeners, but it took me listening to our own podcast to notice these improvements.
Quirky. Was the background music too loud? Did you feel? I listened to it back a little bit last week. I thought
It's as if you should turn down the background music when you turn up the sound effect music.
no, I meant just normal me talking. Or did you like the fact it was drowning me out?
At moments, yeah.
What?
It drowned out the sound of you one finger searching on Google.
This is how you type. I don't get that. These don't need to be typing. These.
B R. Oh, hang on, I spelled that wrong. Where's
Shut your
backspace?
face.
A W.
It's riveting.
N
Shut up. It's riveting. Shut up.
space.
Right. So, what we could do, we could nip to our predictions, couldn't we?
Yeah, let's do restrictions. And
Because this is our crucial predictions. I think are we level pegging?
just about.
I think there's one point in
bag or
it.
something.
I was just looking at the news just quickly, and it says here F1 dismisses Vettel's return to V10 engine suggestion. Sebastian Vettel says F1 need independent body. Oh, he's going to be really gobby now, isn't he? He's going to be one of those. I've left, but I've not quite left.
Well, nobody can really. What's the word? They can't penalise him really.
It's
Now
that
in the
dude
long
who
term.
leaves, who just keeps.
It's not going
putting in.
to affect his career, is it?
It's just that dude who leaves but pops in. Well, he had one where I worked before.
Wasn't this when I used to do it?
Yeah. Oh, hi, you popped in to say hello. And he'd left. And he just, every weekend, he'd go, I'll just pop in and see you guys. And in the end, the boss said, look, you can't keep popping in. You don't work here anymore. Can you just leave? Oh, I was just saying hi. Seeing if you miss me. No, I missed him. And then you feel bad for the guy. It's like, no, you popped in yesterday. You don't work here anymore. Bless him.
Right,
So, one more second before we finish up this segment. What's going on with Albon? Is he racing or not?
yes, he is.
Because they were saying we're going to try him out. He's going to race Friday, and like a couple of days ago, they were confirming Nick De Vries. I think that boy. I want to see that boy race again.
On the F1 news page, latest news is that where is it? Where are we?
Go on. Let's hear you Google
Box
for a
stories.
change.
No, it's right there. I looked at it a minute ago. Said that he's announced that he's going to be racing.
Okay, but it was just yeah. But previously, they'd said it was confirmed that Nick De Vries was going to stand in for him,
No.
and he was a popular stand-in. I mean, that's a super sub and a half, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think people are very keen to see him race again. I do. I want to see this Piastri race. And somehow, for some bitter reason, I want to see him fall on his arse. I don't know why.
8 hours ago, all right? 8 hours ago, Alex Albon has declared himself fit and ready.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you know.
I mean, he's done a solid couple of weeks of training. Nearly 2 weeks of training. He's been carted to check that the pain's not too bad. I mean, he's not obviously driven in a car,
Right.
but yeah, you know, he's back in recovery. He started pushing it Monday last week. It treated it like a 9-to-5 job, training and recovery, throwing everything at it a day and by day. He's got better.
Right.
But he says, I feel that I'm ready. We'll wait until FP1 to see where it's at. But he's going into FP1. I mean, that's all you can ask for, really, isn't it? And
Yeah, and I'm
Still
sure
cool
Nick
about
De Vries will
after
be in the garage
Sitting in a coffee shop like that. Give me a call, Alex. Is my phone ringing?
I don't know. I reckon that boy's been working out.
What?
I reckon he's been in the gym for a few of these days in between, just in case.
Get his arms ready.
Yeah.
So you can get out of the car.
And the contenders for 2023 seats with Daniel Ricciardo and Mick Schumacher. Is Mick Schumacher's future clear yet?
No.
It's another one, isn't it? Inconsistent. And Ferrari don't want him, do they?
Oh, yeah, that was one of the things that was confusing you, was that Gunther Steiner released a statement, and the statement confused you, the wording of it. Basically, they're not under pressure to sign anybody. They know they're not fighting for somebody that's in the top rank, right? So they don't have to make a decision.
Thank
yet.
God you're back.
They can give Mick a bit of time. They can let him see how he gets on in Singapore, see how he gets on in Japan. Maybe, they'll have a line in the sand, and they'll get somebody lined up in the background, I reckon.
Okay. Thank you for clearing that up for me.
What?
I know what you mean, but it just, yeah. Okay. You got me there. Okay, so let's finish this segment and go to our predictions. We can talk about the Singapore Grand Prix. We can look at the history of it and just have a little chit chat, can't we, eh?
Yeah.
There's nothing like a little chit chat. Okay, here comes intro. The not so long predictions animation, altered some podcast time ago on the suggestion of one of our many 59 listeners. There you go. So, next race, Singapore this weekend. Tell me about Singapore. Tell me all about it.
So
who holds that record there?
What?
Who holds that record?
Well, we'll get to that in a minute.
Oh, okay.
The Marina Bay Street Circuit, you know the profile here. We give you the rundown of the track.
Okay, sorry. I didn't do that last week, did I?
The first Grand Prix was in 2008. We have 61 laps. The circuit length is 5.063 kilometers. Race distance this weekend will be 308.7606 kilometers. And the lap record, do you know what the number is?
That's not fair. You've gone sideways on me there. You know I know who it is.
Yeah, we know who it is because we spoke about it a couple of minutes ago.
He's the gorgeous man himself.
Yeah, K-Mag.
I have no idea what the lap record.
All right, the lap record is 1:41.905.
905. Radio Charlie. Coming in your ears. Yes. So, what time does it start over there? It must be like stupid o'clock.
It starts at
local time.
I think it's 8 o'clock.
That's not bad, is it? That's not bad. That's drinking time.
Track time. It's an 8 o'clock start, 10 o'clock expected finish.
Wow, that's a good race. Do you know, I like a night race. I like it. They were such a novelty back then as well. Not now. They're all over the show now, but back then that was a massive novelty. First night race. That leads us on to my favourite moment of the Singapore Grand Prix. In that first Grand Prix, were you watching it?
No.
Oh, okay. No need to be that dismissive about not watching it. My favourite moment in a pixelated picture I've got here. I'm going to share your screen. Here we go. Share screen. Click, clickety, click, 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 click. Getting faster. Look at that. Now, this was Felipe Massa in 2008. Right. We all know how that season ended. And he just drove off with the fuel hose in. Off he went and had to pull up.
Another pit stop mistake by Ferrari.
And they're so unusual from Ferrari. It wasn't a pit stop.
Not this season.
I don't know if it was a pit stop mistake or that his mistake. He was so keen to get back out on the track.
Yeah.
But that was a cracking season, obviously. It's 2008. Who won that season?
Was that Ross Brawn?
Who won that season in the last race? Come on.
Don't
Go
know.
on, clickety click, click, click with your one fingers.
Go on, tell me.
Lewis Hamilton won it in the last race, in the last corner at the Brazilian Grand Prix. Felipe Massa was world champion for about 30 seconds.
Wow.
And you got a feel for old Felipe Massa. He earned that season. And so did Hamilton. It was a wonderful season. Don't know if you watched it. But yeah, this is when I tell you about moments you don't know what's going to cost you the season. If that hadn't happened, he would have been world champion. All these little moments add up in the season. And so let's just stop sharing that. I've got another picture, where I'm going to batter you with my knowledge.
In-depth knowledge.
In-depth. Stop sharing. And let's do another one. Let's get another picture up of another classic moment. Unbelievably, you won't guess the team again who fails to finish both their cars. Have a guess. While you're
guessing when I see the picture, or what am I doing? Guessing for it? Or...
Just guess. There it is. Oh, did you watch that one? When did you watch that one? 2017?
Nope.
Wow. When did you start watching Formula One? Was it a couple of weeks ago?
Do
you even know what we're doing here?
Excuse me.
I'm sorry. That was a joke.
Was this late September 2017? I was probably picking through the rubble looking for my possessions. Sorry.
You should have said stop. Everyone put everything down. The Grand Prix on. This was an infamous moment at the start of the 2017 Grand Prix. I always remember it's the last season before the heyday come in, actually, where both of them overtook, I think it was Verstappen, either side, and then just wound up knocking into each other.
Who's that, Vettel and Raikkonen?
Yep, well done. Yep, just banging into each other.
Why have they got different tyres on? One's got intermediate tyres on and one's got slicks on. Is that right?
I think you'll find that you can see these tread marks because they're not on the ground and they're stopped. These ones are going round. These ones aren't going round at all.
Oh, they were all treaded tyres back then, weren't they?
I think so, but because these ones are on the ground going round, he's up in the air and braking heavily so you can see the tread.
Yeah. Okay.
It was
wow.
It was you sound very underwhelmed by this.
No, I'm not.
It's actually the first lap of that race is well worth watching because I think Hamilton won it. Can you just confirm that for me? Did Hamilton win the 2017 Singapore Grand Prix? And he didn't expect to win it. He was way off. He's way off. It was a Ferrari Red Bull race. And these two come together. And I think Verstappen got into the milieu as well. And Hamilton just drove off past all of them and won it. He wasn't expected to win it. But it marked the end of the season, really, for a title challenge for Vettel.
Yeah, Lewis Hamilton won it after...
Who was second?
The lead on the first lap, following a collision between Sebastian Vettel, Max Verstappen and Kimi Raikkonen.
Yeah.
Danny Rick was second and Bottas was third.
Yeah. Verstappen just pulled away and Vettel got past him. I think it was on the right, but Raikkonen got such a good start, came up on the left to overtake as well, and they both touched. They sandwiched Verstappen, touching him, both of them, and then hit each other. I think that's pretty much what it was. It was a great first lap. I do recommend after this podcast, you just go watch that start because it's just phenomenal. But that's another one of my favourite Singapore Grand Prix. So who won it last year?
Wasn't on last year.
Oh, it's another one of those COVID things, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was COVID still a thing last year? I mean, it feels like that was about 5 years ago now.
No, it wasn't last year. It wasn't 5 years ago. It was still a thing.
It's still a thing in China. Still a thing in China.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still a thing, and there's a lot of COVID around.
Yeah. So,
Allegedly.
what time have we got here on the clock here? We've probably got quite a lot here, haven't we? So let's go
do
to the
predictions.
let's go to the predictions. Let's do it. Time to share a screen again. Let's get the screen up. Clickety click click. Spinny wheel. Okay. Oh, this is it. So I've got to clear this off. Let's just put that on the screen here. Push
This
this.
bit is a bit that's not very interesting for podcast listeners.
Well,
I'll sing a song to you, mommy. I love you, mommy.
Well, it's not good for them listeners anyway because it's on the screen, isn't it? I mean, I'm sorry, podcast listeners.
I'll walk a million miles just for one of your smiles. How I love you.
How I love you, mommy. I'm still winning. Look at this, guys. 140 points.
Oh, you've been indoctrinating this again, haven't you?
I have not.
But you rude, you know.
What was that accent? That was Anton. You doing an impression of our old friend Anton? Let's just clear it off now. Okay, so let's clear this off. We're clearing off here for everybody. We're just clearing off my sheet, and I know it's not good listening. So
I'll walk a million miles just for one of your smiles.
So we'll have the entertainment.
Hey, you rub my score off.
No, you're 138. I'm 140. Or is it? No, is it even?
You were on 148, and you just rubbed my score off.
Oh no, I was looking at the top.
Keep.
And we're both on 148.
There you go. Okay. Right, update the scores at the top, then you can delete the other stuff.
Oh,
hey, that's why I've got to watch you.
So, and then, so how many more races have we got left? Wow. While I'm doing this, can you just tell me, guess the rundown of what we've got left here in this season?
All right.
Who is still in for a chance at the championship? Who's still in for a chance at this? Who is out? Who is no chance now of getting anywhere near? It's just, is Leclerc out of this now?
No, not yet.
He will be by the end of this race, though. Do you reckon?
So, yeah. He needs Verstappen to not finish.
Yeah.
But if Verstappen wins and Leclerc comes anything less than 6th, I think.
6th? Oh, we're still so there's still some time to go.
Yeah, then he can win it at the next race.
So frustrating, this thing. Why don't I get this ready beforehand?
Yeah.
You'd think
that's a good
that
question.
All right, let's clear all these people off. Get out of the way there, Schumacher, Bottas.
So still to come this season. We have Singapore, we've got Japan.
Yeah.
Then we're off to America,
yeah.
And that's the United States Grand Prix.
Yeah.
And that's the one at what do we call it? What's it called?
Indianapolis?
Circuit of the Americas, yeah.
Do we not do Indianapolis? I thought they didn't do Indianapolis anymore. I thought that was all changed. I don't know. To anyone watching this, there isn't that many, drivers. But obviously, if we're predicting the same drivers, then we have to have that many people on the board. Just letting people know.
All right. So we have after that we have Mexico, then Brazil, then Abu Dhabi on the 18th to the 20th of November.
And that's the day to night race, isn't it? I like that.
Yeah.
That is a lovely way to end the season. Now, saying. Yeah. Yes, Marina. So, what is your prediction, sir? Who won it last year? No, who won it the last time? Was it so long ago that there's no point in making a prediction on this based on previous?
No. 2019, it was won by Sebastian Vettel for Ferrari. It was a Ferrari 1-2. And then Red Bull Racing with
Where did
Max
Red Bull come on at
Verstappen
2019?
What?
Red Bull came third, yeah?
Max Verstappen was third, Lewis Hamilton was fourth, Bottas fifth, Albon sixth with Red Bull, Norris 7, Gasly 8th, Hulkenberg 9, Giovinazzi 10, Grosjean, Sainz, Stroll, Ricciardo.
Hulkenberg, blimey, do you think he's back next year? There was rumours about him.
Who?
Hulkenberg coming back.
Hulkenberg, yeah. Magnussen, Raikkonen, Perez, Russell. Perez, Russell, and Raikkonen did not finish.
Right. You go first, sir.
Right, where's your picture? There we go. Right. So pole, I reckon Leclerc will go for pole again.
Leclerc, okay. Lap time.
Lap time. So the lap record, or the lap time in 2019, sorry. K-Mag with 1:42.3.
Sorry, wait a minute. What? I can't hear you.
K-Mag got the 2018 and the 2019 fastest lap.
What? WTF?
Yeah, he got the fastest lap in 18 and the fastest lap in 19.
Are you going to make a little punt on him?
What?
He's not going to get it this year, is he? Not in that car.
What
was he driving? What was he driving then? Both Haas?
Yeah.
That's worth a point.
I reckon it's going to be. And that's your mouse that's moving. I reckon it's going to be 1:44.301.
1.44.301. And who do you reckon it's going to be?
Sainz.
Right, it is. Okay. And who have you got to win?
Verstappen to win.
Oh, really? You think he's going to seal the deal here, aren't you?
Yeah. No, I don't think he's going to seal the deal. I think Leclerc will be third. I reckon Perez.
Let's do it in order. Who's second?
Perez is second.
Just a little bit of orderliness. You know, you've been away and now you come back and you just...
Top row again. Oh, there you go. Find the hard one. Then
so Verstappen, Perez,
Russell
Leclerc.
fourth.
Consistently fourth. Yeah.
Norris fifth.
Norris, you still got your hope in that boy?
Sainz sixth.
Sainz 6.
Alonso 7.
Okay.
Hamilton 8th.
All right. Okay. You're really rushing through it today.
No, just make a decision, move on, mate.
Okay.
Albon.
No, don't do considering things. No, forget it. Who? Albon?
Yeah. And
Catboy.
then,
Catboy's got something to prove, isn't he? That Nick De Vries isn't going to beat him. Vettel? No. All right. Sorry. This is your predictions. It's your funeral. Come on. Let's do this. Right.
Right. Go.
I'm going to say, I think you're right with the poll. Why every time I go, you go. No, right. I'm just going to put the name in. Leclerc. Right?
Why can't you find the picture for him? There, okay.
I'm putting the poll in. Right, poll Leclerc. Who am I going for the fastest lap? I'm going to do it. I'm going K-Mag. I think he's got a point to prove in this. I think they'll pit. Where's the music? Stop. I think they'll pit him at the last two laps and do it. Going K-Mag. And I'm going to have a time of 1.44.299. Because I'm that kind of guy, okay? That's the kind of guy I am, all right?
Yeah.
You see what I did
there? Loyalty, yeah.
I'm taking K-Mag there. He's going there. That's it. Right, okay. I feel like I've got to be loyal to K-Mag, okay? So, who am I going to have to win? I'm going science. I'm going to go... Let's get it in order, not like you. Where's Leclerc? Leclerc, win. Science.
Leclerc
I don't think...
win.
Yeah, I think it's a Ferrari one too. I'm going to put science that way, just to be awkward. Let's put science there, okay? I don't think Verstappen's in a hurry to finish this season. I think he's got it, so he's not going to be busting his gonads to do that. Verstappen third. Russell, 4th, because I'm just going to copy you there. Perez, the mistake. Oh, what happened to Perez? He was the wingman from heaven, wasn't he? I'm not going to put him there. No, Perez. I'm going to put the GOAT. Where's the GOAT? The GOAT consistently finishes behind his teammate. Perez, 6th. Who else we got here? Who else we got? Now, let's have a little think. Who really needs to impress? I want Danny Rick. I want that. Oh, no, he's not going to be that high up. Where's Norris? Where's me other Norris? I've only got one Norris on here. No. Can you see him? Oh, there he is. He's hiding behind Lance Stroll. There he is. Norris 7th, right? I think it's going to be a little bit of a little train there. And Danny Rick's going to hold everybody up. Well, he always does. I think Nicholas Latifi.
Yeah.
I'm just messing with
You
you
were just
guys.
checking I was paying attention there, right?
I'm just messing with you guys. Oh, Nicky. Don't be Nicky and be in Formula 1. That's you know. Sorry, Nicky. I'm going to put
You think Nick De Vries is going to have the same poison chalice?
Yeah, maybe. Is there anybody? Nico Rosberg. Nico. Anyone called Nicholas won the Formula 1 World Championship? Get on that. Ask the I don't think they have.
Nico Rosberg, mate.
Nico. Nico's not Nicholas.
Short enough.
Just
Nikita isn't
Nicky.
the same as Nicholas.
Oh, jeez, Louise. Right, so who have we got left? Bottas. There. Oh no, Alonso. I'm going to go Alonso there.
Okay.
Look at that. Now Albon. Okay, and we're all square. We're all tied. So this
Ferrari 1-2. Wow, big call.
Why is that a big call? As long as they don't have any pit stops, they're fine.
Yeah. I think you'll find that technically they have to have at least one pit stop.
Let's do it on the first lap. Just get it out of the way.
Do what Albon did, where was it? Austria last year, wherever it was, where he did the whole race on one set of tires.
He probably could have finished it on the one tyre.
Yeah, but he had to change.
It's just not on, is it? So what time is? So the race is 1 o'clock our time.
Yeah, lights out 1 o'clock.
Right, it's at 1 o'clock, and it's not a sprint race, is it?
No.
When's the next sprint race?
I don't know. I don't like them. I'm not sure.
You're not sure on them. You're not sold on them.
Nah, not really.
You get a bit more bang for your buck, though, don't you? For if you're going to a race, that is. Do you not think?
If you go into a race, yeah.
Let me just have another sip of the beer. Complete silence there. Complete silence on the podcast. For at least
there's going to be where is it? Emilia Romagna, Austria, and Brazil. So Brazil's going to be the next one.
Brazil.
Yeah,
that's one of my favourite races. Brazil. That used to be the last one of the season for a while, didn't it?
Yeah.
Some brilliant showdowns there with Senna. I don't know if you remember that.
No. We've established this fact.
When did you start watching it? Seriously, when did you start watching it?
Well, like I said earlier, back in 2005, back when Sky had come out and all that kind of stuff.
You said 1995, didn't you, or something?
Yeah, 1995, yeah. I watched it back then. I've always watched it on and off.
Yeah.
Since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I remember Murray Walker commentating and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's always been there.
James Hunt and Murray Walker.
But I just don't... I don't remember it. That's the difference.
Too much drinking? Is that what you're saying? No, of course not. Of course not. When I started when I was about 15, you know all this story. I was going to sort out that bit about the 1981 season. I will do that at some point, but there's a million things I keep saying I'll do.
Yeah.
And
you got a busy life as well, so
I've got a busy life. I've got more jobs than I have brain cells.
Yeah, no, yeah, well, yeah.
Two. I've got two. So, okay, people. Shall we wrap it up a little bit early today? Because it's been slow. I mean, the thing is, you've got a quality podcast last week. I mean, I can't, but it's great to see the man in the Pittsburgh Tips back. And I'm sure a lot of you podcast listeners are very glad of that too. And so we'll wrap it up there.
Yep. And we'll see you on the flip side of Singapore. Where I will extend my lead again with my Ferrari 1-2. And my oh God, I don't want. Now I'm regretting my predictions. Now I'm looking at them now. Can't change them now, mate. Oh, you probably will, you cheat.
Go back. Watch it.
On that bombshell.
On that bombshell. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.